Yeah.
So if you need to heal John for dramatic chutzpah, you just
That's
do
a
it.
great place for us to come in.
Yeah. I'm going to deal with this cat. Come on, jump on me. You want
All right. So, speaking of killing John, Woody, do you want to give us the recap?
Sure. Yeah, I can do a recap of us killing John.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, last session. Woo, so much happened. Okay. So we go over, we join the moot. And there's cult members there from the Cult of Fenris. And one of them apparently used to be part of our Sept, but then left because they're cringe and they are ugly. So then oh, sorry. I just ear blasted myself by accident. So then, Riff Raff goes over to John and he's he gives him the clave and he takes it. He's like, hell yeah. And he hides it so that he, doesn't get challenged by anyone. And then we, are listening to what these cult members have to say. And they're like, you guys suck. You're not doing enough to stop Gaia from dying and blah, 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 blah. And we're whatever. And then, Riff Raff is kind of well, we can't just go around killing people. And then, one of the cult members starts, staring at him, and he gets kind of scared. So then John comes over and stares at that guy, and then that guy got scared of John. And then John explicitly gave Riff Raff permission to hit someone, so.
Yeah.
And then, we see this were-raven come down and talk to Swift about a missing Sept member who's named 3 Slices of Truth. And so we go and we kind of talk to Swift. We're like, what's going on? He's like, yeah, this Sept member has been missing. He's kind of he hangs out in one of the warehouses. He's kind of the first line of defense to kind of keep people away from the Sept. And we're like, what the hell? So, okay, we'll go, see if he's okay. So then, we go to the warehouse, and inside it's trashed, and once again it is fecal funny time with shit everywhere on the walls, goddamn. And written on the walls it says time to return, and we're like, what the hell? And then Riff Raff, we go into the Umbra successfully, so because Riff Raff talks to a squirrel spirit.
There was a crude drawing of werewolves fighting on the floor, and then there were Guru glyphs that I don't think either of you figured out what they said.
No. But yeah, they're fighting, and then Riff Raff talks to a squirrel spirit and asks if he saw Truth. What happened to Truth? And then the spirit was like, yeah, he totally got kidnapped. And then Riff Raff tries to give the squirrel spirit a cigarette. And the squirrel spirit's like, what the fuck? And
because he
no.
He stole one from Amira.
Yeah. And then we try to go talk to Swift, but this guard is at the door. He's like, the council's very busy. And Riff Raff tries to use his epic dance moves on the guy, but it doesn't work. So then we decide that we're going to use the moon bridge to go investigate. Because we had remembered that, Riff Raff remembered that when him and Amira went to the park, they saw Garu there or sensed Garu there. So we're like, okay, we're going to go to the park. And so we go to the moon bridge, and then at the Caern we see these guards patrolling around, and they're wearing some kind of uniform. And so we hear something, so we sneak closer, and we see the logo King Security on them. And then we start following the Garu scent we kind of have. And then we see a warehouse with humans in it, but we're not sure if they're humans or werewolves. And then we hear them talking about how they killed 3 Slices of Truth, and we're like, that sucks. So we start trying to call Silverteeth, but she won't pick up. So then John and
Riff Raff over and over
10 times. She won't pick up the damn phone, and he leaves 15 voicemails. And then we at first Riff Raff and John go to do a little stakeout. But then, I literally wrote this in my note, the bad decision brain cell rubs together. And we decide, what if we knock on the door and tell them that we want to join the cult to try to get information out of them? So we go down there, and we knock on the door, and the door opens, and one of the Garus holding a shotgun right at John's face, and John's like, "This seems like a really cool moment to go like actually ape shit, and just like let's go." And then Riff Raff tries to be like, "No, like wait, we're here for the cult stuff." And then I only got one success, and that's how we ended last session.
So on that note, with that dramatic tension, we're gonna pick up with Amira,
Oh, yeah.
and we're just gonna leave John in danger for a little bit. So, Amira, you were finishing writing your story. Once you have wrapped that up, anything else that you're planning on doing around the Sept?
No, not particularly. I think she was also really damn focused on the story and not as much on the other happenings, because she would probably be under the assumption of, oh, someone will tell me about it later. But she doesn't really have much else to do right now because the story's done and submitted and all that fun stuff. So she is going to go and find her pack mates, because that seems like the logical thing to do, instead of sitting around on her ass being bored.
Well, I appreciate that, even though she doesn't know that they're missing.
Oh yeah, she doesn't know they're missing, but she's gonna be like, okay, I'm gonna see where those two have gotten to catch up.
Yeah, at least she's not scrolling through Instagram or something.
I mean, she could totally be doom scrolling.
Yeah,
while smoking,
absolutely.
While smoking a cigarette, of which one is apparently missing.
Which might be, good impetus to go find Riff Raff, because who would have stolen it?
Well,
not our Ragabash, that's for sure.
Yeah, it's definitely not John. John doesn't smoke and doesn't like smoking in the car or anything like that. So yeah, it's like out of a partial kind of sense of, I don't want you smoking because it's bad for you, and don't do as I do as I say, and also because theft. Amira is looking for Riff Raff because, like, hey.
But was it theft or was it just borrowing without asking?
I mean,
it was borrowing without asking.
Either way, it'd be like, dude, next time just ask.
So that you can tell him no.
Maybe. Or just be like, why? Why do you don't smoke? Why
for science.
For science. Which science? Social science? Biology?
Totally. So as you're looking for your pack mates, you hear a lot of talk, and you would have seen, you and Riff Raff noticed these Cult of Fenris members who were in sort of the center of the moot whenever you arrived. But everyone's talking about this now, and talking about kind of some anxiety. They essentially said, join us or else, and then left, which you weren't there for, but now that you're kind of getting caught up on that, looking around for Riff Raff and John, you don't find them, but you do know that the Council of Elders is sequestered. They're kind of doing their discussion, and if you ask around, I'm assuming, the only person who has seen them is the Sergeant at Arms, the one who's guarding the door, and they tell you that they went across the moon bridge.
Oh, son of a bitch. She mutters under her breath, and she's gonna try and go follow them quickly.
Okay.
Like she's gonna try and take off at a run, because she has no idea what the hell they're getting into, and knowing that the other Cairn, there was trouble at the other Cairn because we slashed tires and stole a van.
And it was formerly a Cult of Fenris Caern,
That too.
and they just showed up and starting beef with, the Concrete Wolf Sept, so
Mm-hmm.
all kinds of things up in the air
All
right now.
kinds of oh shit moments. And it's like, okay, I'm going. I don't know what those two have gotten themselves into, but I think they're going to need maybe someone to talk them out of it. One way or the
Wait for
other.
that.
One way or the other. Either talk to the fucking cult or Pentax or King, the Pentax subsidiary King Breweries and all that fun stuff, or to talk the packmates out of it.
So are you taking the moon bridge?
Yes.
Okay. We'll have you roll to try to cross into the Umbra.
Okay, let me. That would be wisdom and occult, right?
I believe so.
Oh, good thing that's that. That's 2 successes.
Okay. Yeah, you're able to make it across. You are able to get there pretty easily. You've been across the moon bridge before. The Umbra is ever shifting somewhat, but the moon bridge helps with getting there. It's a pretty easy to follow path. And you do not see anyone other than 2 security guards when you make it to the newly revived Cairn.
Do they notice me?
No, they seem pretty distracted. They're just kind of chatting amongst themselves.
In that case, I am going to hide behind a pillar or some kind of cover or terrain, just so I'm not out in the open.
Okay.
And then I'm going to. I'm gonna need to pick up the scent of these two, assuming it's not been contaminated by the shit on the walls and all that.
No, the shit was in the warehouse that was close to the Sept, so that's
That's not.
there's no feces in the park, other than just the normal amount. Not smeared in any kind of pattern.
The fuck are we talking about?
The shit on the walls in
I know, but it's like the normal amount of shit is in the park.
it's a
What
park.
is the
There's gonna
normal
be
amount?
shit. Squirrels
Okay.
shit there. Raccoons, yeah,
Tally shit in the park.
the important
Okay,
details. Yeah, I'll have you. First of all, if you're trying to not be seen, roll me Dex and Stealth.
Okay, Dex. Stealth, that's also 4. Thank God. Okay. That's 3 successes.
Awesome. Yeah, you are able to, make your way into the bushes. It's a little bit densely forested in some areas. And then what did we say? I think it was wits awareness for tracking.
Awareness. So that's.
Yeah, you can do it. You could do resolve survival or.
Yeah, that's true.
That's 4 successes for wits and awareness.
Okay, yeah. I mean, it helps that Riffraff is kind of stinky, so you can smell his particular musk very clearly.
Can I smell my brand of cigarette smoke on the air?
It does not smell like it's been smoked.
Okay.
You might get a faint whiff, but it's hard to tell if that's just from your cigarettes that you're carrying or if somebody else had that brand.
Fair.
But you get a pretty good sense of the direction they went, and they do leave the park. And with that, we're gonna cut back over to the rest of the pack.
Oh, great.
John, had you just shifted? Was that right, or were you still in Hamid form?
No, I use my rapid shift to go to Glabro.
That's what I thought.
As I grabbed his gun, but I think I failed that roll or something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it did not go very well.
So I just put my mouth over the end of the gun. And yeah, take it.
You're like, hey, 15 minutes in, I'm dead. Cool.
That's fine.
Now, you did get one success, Riff. They're pretty hesitant, but as the two of you are there, you know, John with a shotgun in his face, you can hear music, like thumping bass approaching. And an SUV pulls up, and two familiar Cult of Fenris members get out of the SUV.
Great.
And having said, you know, that you guys were interested in joining, these two who are approaching say, "What's going on here?" And the one with the shotgun is like, "These two are coming to join. What are you guys doing now?"
Yes.
These are the two that I point blank turned down. No, we're not joining at the move.
Yeah.
Not less than a few hours ago.
Mm-hmm.
We had the change of heart, and we're here to join. Don't give me. Please don't make me roll. I'm begging you. I'm begging you.
You already failed that roll last time.
Yeah.
John, what are you doing or saying here?
Every fiber of my being is screaming like, just go Krynos and get this over with.
There are now 11.
They can't all be get though, can they?
I mean, some of them could be human for all you know, but
right now there's just the two there's the two that got out of the vehicle and the one in the doorway, right?
Right.
I'll just say shall we be blunt? Griff?
He's so scared.
Well, who's the dead? The dead one's 3 Slice, right?
Yeah, 3 slices of truth.
Yeah. We're here to. I'm gonna go full police officer. We're here to bring in the person the person or persons that killed 3 Slices of Truth and left shit all over his room. And may I just say, nasty. Nasty, nasty.
Amazing. With that, the two who got out of the SUV and are approaching are like, light them up. And the person with the shotgun blasts you directly in the face. You are going to gain 2 rage, putting you at 5, and into frenzy.
Oh shit.
This is going great.
You have no idea what's about to happen here.
Oh, honey, you got a big storm coming.
How many wounds do I take?
Let me see. I think that's a couple of aggravated. Or no, it's not aggravated.
It's not aggravated, right?
Right.
It's not silver. It's not fire. So
yeah.
So whatever damage is done is halved.
Yeah. Yeah. So we'll say you'll take 3 superficial then. After having.
Okay. Okay.
But yeah, the frenzy. I mean, I don't know if you would know, Riffraff, that he was frenzied right away until, he starts to act out a little bit, but you've probably at least heard of other guru having that happen. You're in danger from John.
I'm in danger.
He'll be
Great.
fine.
Am I allowed to shift yet?
Yeah, I mean, you definitely can.
Okay.
But a frenzied guru is just as likely to attack their enemies as their allies.
It does say that as soon as I frenzy, I shift to Krynos.
Yep.
In the rules. So, but I can spend a willpower if I want to resist frenzy, but I'm not going to.
I didn't figure you would.
Yeah, Riffraff is gonna shift the Krynos.
Okay. So, Riffraff, we will have you roll 2 rage checks, please.
Please go well. I believe I got an 8 and a 5.
Okay, so you got 1 success.
Do I have to take away 1 reach?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So I think you're at 1?
I'm
currently?
at 2.
Oh, okay.
Fantastic.
Amira, we'll say that around the time that you are kind of smelling that your packmates are not too horribly far away, you hear a gunshot. And probably some very primal sounds as 2 Guru are shifting into Krynos form.
What are the guards that are near me doing in response?
Well, you had to leave the park in order to track your packmates, so the guards, you probably wouldn't be aware of what they're doing, honestly.
Okay.
And I imagine, it's Detroit, so probably not the first time they've heard a gunshot.
What are you saying?
Yeah.
What are you saying?
Like one of the highest murder rates.
Yeah, not wrong.
50% of all murders in the state are in Detroit.
Yep. I think I live in a bad neighborhood. Okay. Is there anyone around me in my new position?
You would be able to probably not too long after hearing it get to where you can see your packmates who have just shifted. Human, who you assume is probably Guru because they didn't immediately lose their shit upon seeing these 2 shift, holding a shotgun, and then 2 other humans approaching. They don't seem to be aware of you, none of them look in your direction or seem to care.
Well, I don't know necessarily that John is frenzied, right?
Right.
Not yet.
You could probably guess with the gunshot, but
yeah, that would make anyone's day kind of sour.
Yeah.
I think upon seeing the scene and seeing those 2 shift up, did I hear the words "light 'em up" or just the gunshot?
You probably just heard the gunshot as you were leaving the park.
Okay. Yeah, I think in the name of solidarity, she is also going to shift up to Krynos, and I don't know if I'm probably not going to be able to pull off a freaking sneak attack, but I'm gonna at least surprise. Suddenly, this bush turns into a giant, black, werewolf. So I need to make 2 rage checks.
Yep.
That's 2 successes. Whew.
Perfect. Yeah. You shift easily, and we will start with John. What are you doing?
I'm killing the guy that shot me with the shotgun.
Yeah, absolutely.
So he doesn't appear to be in delirium. Actually, it doesn't even matter. My frenzy just says I attack the closest threat.
Yeah.
And I assume since he had the shotgun in my face and hit me with it, that I'm gonna consider him. So I'm going to use my claws on him.
Do it. And that is not aggravated for
If
Garou.
he's Garou, no, it's not. But that doesn't mean it won't hurt.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Okay. That could have gone better.
I feel like that defines the entire situation we're in.
I have 4 successes.
Okay. I mean, that's still
I rolled 10 dice,
Jeez.
but I only got 4 successes.
I mean, that's still not bad.
Almost.
Yeah. He also shifts to Krynos as you just jump on him. And how much damage would that be?
Does he avoid any of those successes?
Yeah, he would.
Like he would. I assumed he
Yeah.
would oppose me with his
Mhm.
brawl check.
Yeah,
But,
so it was
but he wouldn't be in Krynos yet. So
right. Yeah, so he only had 2 successes, so that's
okay. So two of my successes get through.
and then it does doesn't it still do +1?
+3 for claws.
Oh, +3. Okay.
But I just want to see if I am allowed to spend Garou characters in a frenzy when they fail to. So it doesn't say I can't do this. So I'm gonna spend a willpower to re-roll some of these dice that I missed.
Yeah.
Actually. So
I don't see why you couldn't.
Then. Well, I wasn't sure if you could spend willpower, and you can spend willpower to come out of front. Okay, so there's another 2 successes. So I got a total of 4 plus another 2, 6 successes, and he dropped 2, so that's 4. And then my claws are at +3, so that's 7 damage. And he would, if he's Garou, that would be 4 damage.
Yeah.
Because I think it's
Yeah.
rounded up.
Yeah, I mean, you maul him pretty severely. I mean, he looks very hurt, but he is Garou. You know that he's not down by any means.
Nope.
And, he's obviously trying to fight back while he's shifting.
If I can, I want to take him back. I want to sort of, as the attack happens, I'm hoping to get out of any line of fire from outside as I sort of take him back through the doorway into the building.
Okay. That's what you want to do?
Sure.
Yeah,
I know there's more people inside, but they might not be
Yeah.
by the door. And if they're not all Garou inside, then maybe they suffer delirium and run.
Yeah. I'd say you succeeded by enough of a margin that I'll let you push him back in. Riffraff, you see this fierce Krynos on soon-to-be Krynos battle, and you know that there are 2 other who you are very certain are Garou, who are rapidly approaching you.
Great.
They're still in human form, but that's not likely to last very long.
Hmm. Okay. Would it be possible for me to try to intimidate them?
I mean, sure.
Because he doesn't
I'll
just want to
allow it.
start swinging. He wants to see if he can scare them into not approaching any closer.
Absolutely. Definitely going to be a charisma, and I would say manipulation.
Okay.
I know your greatest stats here.
He is very intimidating. Be very intimidated. Okay. Do I also have to roll rage dice for this check?
Yep. Yeah, you just replace. You're at 2 rage.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just replace 2 of
Okay.
your normal dice with rage dice.
Oh my god, I got 3 successes. Holy shit! My best charisma check ever.
Well, let's see how well they do in opposing that. They don't seem intimidated.
Damn it. I'm very scary.
I mean, you definitely think that if you hadn't already had that interaction with them earlier, where you were a little bit submissive, and if there weren't, a lot more of them than there are of you, that you might have more success here. You feel like you were on point with your intimidation, but they know that they have the superior numbers.
Would it be possible for me to just to back up a little bit to kind of get more closer to where John is?
Sure.
Yeah. I don't know how many things I can do.
No, I mean, I don't think that's too much.
Yeah. Kind of more, he wants to kind of be in the doorway as if trying to block them from getting in.
And you weren't horribly far from there anyway. You and John were both basically at the door because you had knocked.
Yeah.
So it's not really doing a whole lot other than shifting your stance slightly.
Yeah, he's like, okay, I'm not gonna let you go in and start beating up my friend. I'll stand in the doorway.
And these two don't immediately shift. They more are just mocking you and trying to intimidate you now. And Amira, you witness all of this going down. What are you doing?
Yeah, I'm gonna happily kind of come out of. Well, I'm pretty sure the bush is no longer gonna hide me. So upon seeing this, I'm going to try and pounce one of the two that are behind Riffraff and John, and start fucking with them.
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, that's strength and brawl plus the additional for being Krynos. This is physical. Strength, brawl, 3 successes.
Okay. Yeah, and they don't know you're there, so they're not trying to oppose you in any way. And are you using claws?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so you're able to jump one of them and claw the absolute fuck out of them. But again, being Guru, they're not down. They look worse for wear, but they're still standing.
Rick, I'm
Yes.
just reading this now. So on my turn, this would not cost an action, but I can make a rage check to regen. So can I do that?
Yeah,
Do you mind if
absolutely.
I do that now?
Yeah, I'll allow it.
Okay. So I failed that. So if I'm reading this right, I still regenerate the hit points, but I do lose a point of rage.
That makes sense. And you don't come out of frenzy for losing rage, do you?
No, I come out of frenzy when I spend willpower.
Oh, that's the only time?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I have to spend
Or-
willpower to make a willpower
guess-
check.
Or I guess
Come
if
out of
you
frenzy.
ran out of rage entirely, right? You lost the wolf.
That's correct.
Okay.
But it says that yeah, so as long as they're in supernatural form, a group player can make a rage check to instantly heal a level of the character's superficial damage each turn, or 2 levels if the character is in Krynos, which I am. Doing so it isn't itself an action and can be performed in addition to any other actions the werewolf is performing. Regenerating in this manner is done at the start of your turn when actions are declared. Aggravated damage takes far more effort. Regenerating each level requires 2 rage checks. So maybe I don't think I did regenerate actually. I think
Yeah, since you weren't successful on the rage check,
Yeah.
but that's okay. I mean,
I got lots
and
more
it's
health.
good to remember. I didn't think to remind you of that, but yeah, that is something you can do every turn.
Okay.
So, and on that note, John, you see that the others inside of this warehouse are now shifting and approaching.
Okay.
So it's now about to be 10-on-1. Or
Those are
9-on-1,
very-
sorry.
very
9-on-1.
unfortunate odds. Okay. But they're not to me yet, correct?
Right. But you
I'm-
seem to have, I mean, because you've kind of pushed this other Garou in, it's almost, not quite, but almost like you've got him grappled, so you've got kind of the advantage here.
Is he attacking back at me?
Not currently. He was just able to get shifted, and then it seems like maybe he's stalling.
Oh, well. So is it my turn?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well then I bite him. Because why not? I think I have to keep attacking if it's his target anyways, so.
Yep.
Okay. So, okay, this is interesting. So, I have a crit. I have 2 10s, so that's 4. And then 5, 6 successes. But I
Jeez.
also have, on my frenzy dice, I have a 1 and a 2. So,
Ooh.
6 successes, but I have a brutal outcome, I think.
I think so, yeah. Let's see. And I don't remember exactly what happens there.
Normally you fail the roll unless it's combat. And if it's combat, then I don't know what happens.
That's okay. I'm gonna look that up
120.
real quick.
133. Brutal die results. Two or more brutal results are caused a brutal outcome, usually causing the test to fail unless the goal was to cause harm or damage. Which it was.
Okay,
I'm trying to bite him, but I'm trying to see.
So basically, it doesn't do anything different.
I don't know. I'm trying to find. Let's see here.
Oh, if the aim was to cause injury, a brutal outcome yields 4 additional successes.
Are you kidding me? Where is that?
At the bottom of 133 under rage dice. So you've got a ridiculous amount of successes.
133. Rage time. Well, okay. Well, that's a pleasant surprise. So I have 6 It causes extra damage, right?
Um,
Or is it?
it just
extra
has 4
successes?
additional successes.
Okay, so he can try to fight back with his brawl.
Yeah,
I have 10 successes.
he got 1.
Okay, so I bite him and do I had 9 in total because you reduced my 10 to 9.
Yeah.
Plus 1 for a bite is so I do 10
aggravated.
I do 10 aggravated damage.
Yeah, he's unconscious.
Is he unconscious or is he dead?
Unconscious.
I can't kill him. Huh?
I mean, you probably could if you wanted to.
Well, I'm gonna say I bite into like his throat and shoulder because I have a pretty big mouth, I think. And yeah, okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean,
I thought
if you would like to kill him, you can.
Well, I'm frenzied. I think I kill him.
Yeah.
If I get the opportunity, I'm not being nice, John.
no more Mr.
Nice John.
I'm being like kill the tree guy, John.
Yeah, this is the Lorax to the extreme.
Wow.
Oh no!
All right.
Learning that about the brutal successes, a brutal result. Yeah, remember when we talked about vampires getting shredded by werewolves?
Yeah, no, that confirms that. Because I was like,
Yeah.
oh, that probably is going to be really bad. It's probably going to hurt you. No, nope. I mean, if it was like Riffraff trying to intimidate, that would have been really bad.
Aw,
But
don't bring that up.
too soon.
Too soon.
Speaking of Riffraff,
Hi.
it is back to you. So you see this familiar Krynos guru, obviously Amira, come and slash the crap out of one of the guru who are outside with you.
Can I slap the crap out of the other one?
Absolutely.
The one that Amira didn't hit. So what would I roll?
Strength plus brawl.
Okay. And then it says you get physical tests. I don't know if this is a physical test.
It is.
Okay. Then I get 4 additional dice.
Yeah.
Strength
Don't
and then
forget, while we're in Krynos, I don't know if it's. I believe we have to spend willpower to, unless frenzied, you have to.
If you don't
activate
kill
spend.
someone.
Yeah, it says on the little chart on the character sheet you have to spend 1 willpower return, otherwise you frenzy.
Yeah,
I will do that.
that is the case of. But I don't think that's the case if you are frenzied already. You don't have to worry about
Right.
willpower. You just become this killing machine. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, that's where it's similar to vampire, with the beast.
Okay. That's 1. 2. That's 3 successes.
Okay. I have bad news.
Oh no.
They fight back, and it negates your damage.
Fuck! I can't do anything right.
No. I mean, 3 successes is still good, but they also got 3 successes. So,
Uh-huh.
I think it would still do some damage, right, Jerry?
So in the case of a tie, I think
the aggressor still does some damage.
I think in the case of the tie, the active player, which would be the attacker,
Mhm.
would still. What were you attacking with? Claws or teeth?
With claws.
Claws. So, give me 1 sec. So conflict pools. Conflict is one side. No, that's not one. I'm looking for
Please
one
let me do
side.
at least some damage, please.
I'm pretty sure you still will.
Says the attacker and defender roll their dice pool simultaneously in a basic conflict. As with other basic contests, the side that scores the most successes wins that turn of the conflict, and the winner subtracts the loser's successes from their total and applies the remainder as damage to one of the loser's tracks, either willpower, health. So yeah, you were attacking. Sorry, with claws or teeth?
Claws.
With claws.
Claws. So in this case, the claw
Yeah.
damage is 3. So you would you would subtract down to 0, but add 3 for the claws, so 3 damage. And
But
then
it's not aggravated.
superficial.
It'd be
Yeah,
two.
it's on a. It would be 2. Yeah, you're right. 2.
Yeah, so I mean, they negate most of the damage. It doesn't seem like you do a whole lot to them, but you are able to get a few scratches in here and there.
Okay.
Yeah, you take some, not enough that I'm gonna make you take damage on this, but you take some small scratches, just because it's a tussle between
Okay.
two werewolves. But
Well, and you can get hurt on your turn and their turn in combat because anytime the contest is rolled, the winner does the damage.
absolutely. So, yeah, I mean, you just are taking like the normal you're in a fight kind of thing, but it's not going to affect your health tracker.
Okay.
But you still do some damage. Anything else on your turn?
All silver teeth with my claws. No, that's all.
All right, Amira.
She is now going to try and bite the one she went after. Now she's got her first strike in. So strength and brawl plus the 4. Yeah. 1, 2. That's only 2 successes that time, and I need to
Oof.
I
Yikes.
spent a willpower, so
Oof. You said 2 successes?
yeah.
Okay. They got 5 successes.
Well, shit.
So
Oh,
Amira
so-
is going to take some damage here.
Okay.
So that'd be 3
Yeah.
superficial.
But that would be halved because so
Well, it would be 6 because they're claws.
because claws. Yeah, okay.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But yeah, 3 after having.
Yeah, absolutely.
And don't forget, start of your turn, you can heal.
Plus we
Yeah, by the way, I did roll and got it this time, so Krynos I
Oh,
only
nice.
need 2
Yeah.
in.
Yep.
I'm still hurt.
and we get additional temporary hit points for being Krynos anyway.
Yeah, 4 extra.
Mm,
So marking those off. Yep.
fantastic.
And I'm not doing anything else this turn.
Okay. So we're gonna. Well, John, you've got some time before the other guru will get to you, so we'll let you do whatever you're gonna do in a minute.
So
But
yeah,
Good.
who would be the closest guru to me?
probably the ones that are outside at this point. Probably Riffraff,
Okay.
because Riffraff was blocking the door. I mean, at
Yep.
this point, he's engaged with these other guru, but he's still probably the closest.
Not
Okay.
catch a break.
Everything's fine. It's totally fine. But there are the other
world
two, so they are
burning.
going to, on their turn, attack now. So Riffraff, it's just strength plus brawl to oppose, right?
If you want to fight back, it's strength brawl. If you wanted to just dodge, then you could roll Dex Athletics. But if you win that, you don't do any damage back because you're just avoiding the attacks.
So that's up to you, Woody. What you
I'll
want to do there? If you want to fight back or try to dodge.
I'll do Dex Athletics.
Okay.
Cause I
And
couldn't-
you still get to add 4 because it's still a physical contest
Oh
for
no. Okay.
because you're in Krynos, right? So,
That is literally
Mhm.
all of the dice in my box.
Well,
more
they got
dice,
5
more
successes.
dice.
Yeah, they got 5 successes.
I got 6.
Nice.
I was gonna say, if you didn't beat that, then you can still spend willpower.
Yeah, to reroll.
Yeah. So you would still take 2 because
Ouchie.
same kind of situation, that they still deal damage with their claws, but it's only the superficial.
Do I mark superficial differently than other damage?
Yeah, I don't know how it does on the digital, but if you had like a paper one, superficial is just a slash, and
Okay.
aggravated is an X.
Okay.
So I don't know how that works on like the
I can just
PDF or anything.
change it to the slash then.
Perfect. All right, and Amira, same for you. The other guru is going to attack you.
Yep. I shall make strength and brawl, fight back, because it's the same as my dex athletics.
Yeah,
Yeah, you might as well fight back then. You can do some damage if you win.
exactly. So you got 4 successes.
I also got 4 successes.
I mean, if you have more, because I assume you do with the bonus dice from Kranos, you could reroll some of those.
Yes.
Yeah, willpower lets you reroll 3 as long as they're not rage ones.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, I will reroll. Yeah, I'll reroll 3 of those. Just thinking. Okay, I need to mark off point of willpower.
And it's a lot of resource tracking at this point, but
Yeah. And then that puts me up to 5.
okay, yeah. So you're able to do a little bit of damage in return on their attack. You're able to hold them off enough that they don't do any damage to you, but you are able to injure them. And at this point, it's a pretty close contest. John, we would be back to you, and you would be going after the nearest target.
Is that still riffraff, or did they dodge out of the way far enough that it's not them?
No, it would still be riffraff, because the others, they're approaching, but they're not as close. And riffraff and Amira are making a lot of noise, so they're probably going to get your attention more anyway.
Okay. Well, I don't want to attack poor riffraff, so it says I can leave frenzy by winning a willpower test at difficulty 2.
Yeah.
Oh, when all enemies are dead or incapacitated.
Oh. Yikes.
While in frenzy, no, Guru characters enter frenzy when they fail to spend willpower due to Krynos form. Oh, that's another thing that you guys that are in Krynos have to spend a willpower.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I've been doing that.
Okay.
In fact, this will be my last willpower this turn, and then I'm in trouble.
Well, I guess I'm attacking for riffraff with my claws.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
I'm fucking dodging. You can try to hit me.
I don't know if you would be able to in this case because you don't know that John is coming to attack you.
No. Well then, he hit me. Hit me.
Okay, here we go.
That doesn't look good.
Well, I only got 3 successes, but I got another brutal failure.
Oh no.
I'm rolling 4 of these.
Right.
So that is
7.
that jumps to 7 successes, plus 3 for my claws is 10. So halved 5.
It's a lot of superficial.
5
Ow.
superficial damage to riffraff.
Ow.
How's Riffraff looking?
Where's
I'm
my
gonna-
health?
I passed my
You know
rage
what? I
check
still have
for
four full
regen.
health left.
You have how much left?
Four full.
Okay. So, you're still good. And even if you were full on superficial, you're not dead. It just starts, I believe,
Yeah,
it
minus
becomes
2 dice to
activated.
the pool. Yeah.
Yeah. So, at this point, Riffraff, you are now being double teamed by Guru. I would imagine, you can figure out pretty quickly that John has just jumped on your back and started slashing at you. What are you all doing? Because it's not looking good for our pack.
I think maybe you need to run.
I know, but
I
I don't
don't-
want to leave you.
I don't think I can run,
Okay.
but maybe I
Um,
take a few get with me,
Um.
and you just let my frenzy burn itself out.
I mean, that's a possibility.
Can I like speak?
In Krynos, you can speak very, very simple, like 1 or 2 words, not complex
It
thoughts.
says things like kill, enemy, worm.
Okay.
Very,
Okay.
very simple.
Riff Raff is gonna look at Amira while John is absolutely just destroying me and be like, run. And then, I'm not gonna leave John, but I want Amira to at least run and get help. So Riff Raff is going to just attack the Geru that he was attacking before.
I will remind you, Riffraff, you know that you've taken a decent amount of damage.
I know,
And
but
you are wildly outnumbered.
I know, but I refuse to leave I refuse to leave John. I am the leader of this pack.
That's fair.
If
That's
at
fair.
At least Amira will survive. I'm sorry, Amira. I don't mean to give you more survivors killed.
Well,
than you.
first of all, roll a rage check with 1 dice to see if you regen some health, because
Absolutely.
Oh yeah, I should do that.
you can get rid of some of that superficial damage.
With 1 dice?
Yep.
1 dice, yeah, 6 or higher.
I got an 8.
Okay, so you regen 2.
Okay. I feel fine. Everything is fine.
Totally fine.
Oh, it's plus 2
I just
per
make
dice.
not work.
Is that it?
Yeah, it's just 1 rage check and you can heal 2.
Okay, because Krynos says plus 4 per level. I don't know.
Well, this is for the regen.
Yeah, that's next. To the
You get
regen
four
icon.
bonus health levels.
Oh, that's it. Yeah.
Apply
two
any
steps.
damage to them to the regular track, if not regenerate before shifting back. Guru can regenerate 2 health levels with 1 rage check.
There we go. Yeah, that's what I was looking for. This is what happens when they don't have a reference sheet.
All right, well, Riffraff, if you were attacking, let's do it.
Yeah, I'm gonna attack the one that was attacking before.
Maybe attack him and move so that John would have to go through him to get
Exactly.
to you.
You would
That's what I was
definitely
gonna
know
do.
enough. You would definitely know enough about Frenzy to know that it's not like he was targeting you. You were just the closest.
Mm-hmm. So it's strength and then brawl.
Yep.
Brawl and then plus 4. Okay. Well.
And they got 5 successes.
3. I only got 3.
And watch for a brutal failure, because that's good in combat.
Yeah, if you get a 1 or a 2 on your rage dice.
You need 2 rage dice. That 1 or 2, yeah.
I got a 5, and I already picked up one of my other rich dice. I don't remember what it was, but it wasn't
well.
a fail, I don't think.
Yeah. Since you have to have 2 of them anyway, it's all right. Yeah. So you're gonna take some more damage again.
Ow.
So you said you got 3 successes?
Yeah.
Okay, so you're gonna take another 3 superficial.
Ow, ow, ow.
Not doing so good here.
I feel great. I feel fantastic. And then I'm gonna like kind of move around so that this big cringe idiot is between me and John. So that John will go sicko mode on him instead of me.
Amira, on your turn, you can see that the others from inside, the 8 who are still alive, are starting to come out of the door. What are you doing?
And Riffraff has given me an instruction to get out of here. Like,
Yeah, he said run.
You're the Galliard. You have to sing the Tale of Glory.
I do.
I don't know if this is a tale of glory, tale of stupidity.
I don't know. I didn't have a choice about the frenzy.
Yeah,
Sword,
and
so...
you took one down with you so far, so I think 1 out of 11 is pretty decent.
Sure.
When there were only 2 of you to begin with, that's not terrible.
Okay. I'm trying to think about. I don't.
Oh my god, John has a clave that he's not been using this whole time.
Well, I didn't think I could use that in Krynos.
Yeah, remember? I know that it says in this, but in older editions it said in Krynos.
Oh, we did talk about that. Yeah.
I will allow you to use Krynos. Yeah.
All right. I think I've still done pretty good, dude.
Oh, you have, but I just remembered that, and I'm like, holy shit, you could have been fucking up these Guru, because they can't heal that.
No, that's true.
I don't think it's safe to shift down.
I think you're correct.
To start, so therefore I'm gonna spend my last willpower because I have to stay in form. And I'm going to obey my pack leader's command. And I'm going to run for the bridge. I'm going to try and go and get help, or at least tell them what's happened, because I obviously can't manipulate a freaking cell phone, and I don't know. I don't know whether the council will even answer me. So I'm going. I'm going
with your giant Guru hands,
just
trying
with my
to
giant claws, just like trying to press on a touchpad.
Maybe if you had Riffraff's Nokia with the physical keys, you might do okay.
Yeah. I might just puncture a hole through the screen at that point. But like, well, shit, and it just hanging off my freaking claw. Be like, well.
No, it's a Nokia. They can survive anything.
Yeah, that's fair actually. Those little bricks.
Yeah. So you make your way back to the park, and I would like you to roll to try to cross into the Umbra. As you do reach the cairn, though, you see those guards piss themselves and run in fear as this enormous werewolf runs in.
Okay. That's 2 successes.
Okay. I think we had established that 2 was enough for the cairn, so...
Yep.
Yeah. You are able to cross into the Umbra, make your way across the bridge. It'll take a little bit of time, but not, a ridiculous amount of time. But maybe enough that you could save them later if they're not dead.
When she gets to the cairn, that's when she's going to shift down, because I think Krynos Amira barreling through the cairn might cause a commotion. It might be bad enough someone seeing her come through the bridge in Krynos, but she's gonna then bolt towards the council chambers and assuming that they are still blocked in there with the sergeant at arms, she's going to go and see the sergeant at arms and be like, Riffraff, John, cult, dying, frenzy, John frenzy, council, help!
And I don't think you've taken much, if any, damage, right?
3 superficial.
Okay. So, I mean, you're a little bit bloodied. You know, it's pretty obvious that you've been in a fight, but you're not about to pass out or anything.
Your willpower is all gone, though, right?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
So,
Mentally,
so all social and mental are at -2.
yeah. Mentally, you are pretty exhausted.
Yep.
But yeah, I mean, unfortunately, because that is going to take some time, we will have resolved combat by the time you're able to get there. But we do know that Amira gets to the council and is able to get help. I think, you know, you barreling through in Krynos and shifting down would be a pretty concerning thing, given the events of the day, and that the Sergeant at Arms is probably going to, you know, interrupt this meeting to say, hey, some shit's going down. We need to help our Sept members. And so we will cut back to the rest of our group. So, at this point, the 2 that were originally outside are going to shift back into human form. And the one who seems to be the leader among them says, "Give up now. Join us, and we'll let you live."
Riff is like looking at John, who's actually like full sicko mode. It's like, do you think that I can talk to this one and talk him down right now? Riff wants to portray that with his eyes, like staring at them and then looking at John and then looking at them and then looking at John.
I mean, I think you're able to communicate that pretty well.
Yeah.
I mean, they're also Guru, so they would probably recognize. I mean, they would have seen John attack a packmate. That's not something that typically happens outside of Frenzy.
Mm-hmm. Is there any? Could I like? See, John can't leave Frenzy unless. What are the conditions?
He loses his rage, or if all enemies are dead.
Yeah, once every perceived threat is dead or silenced, the player can make a willpower test.
Okay.
I think we could argue that if they're telling you to join them, yes, they did threaten you, but I think we could allow it here to say if you were willing to at least pretend to join them, that I would let you come out of Frenzy.
Would it help if Riffraff, as the really cool, super awesome pack leader, looked at John and went like, "Stop, like calm down, chill, bro, chill."
Okay, so do you want me to make a willpower check then to come out?
Yeah, I love the mental image of this werewolf just chill.
And I'm just like, I'd like to remind everyone that Riff Raff's social tests have been ass.
They don't need reminders.
Plus, technically, you can't make social tests in Krynos anyway.
I had two willpower left, and I failed both rolls. I got a 1 and a 5.
Fuck.
Okay.
If I can, I just want to. Since I haven't had a chance to use the clave, I just want to clave this guy in the back that I don't know why he thought coming out of Krynos was a good idea, but I'll just like clave him and run him right through his friggin' SUV that he pulled up in.
Do it.
Brutal. Hopefully it's a brutal success.
Right? Or critical, or both.
Both.
Okay, so hold on. I've got 4 rage dice, and the pool is. I'm not as good with melee actually. That's okay. Strength and melee is 5 dice, plus 4 for Krynos. So
And he had 3 successes.
3, 5. So 9 dice in total for my pool. And 4 of them are... Okay, I got enough dice. Here we go. I got 5 successes.
Nice.
I almost had another brutal failure. I had 1, but nothing else. So 5... So what... Sorry, how many did you get?
3.
So I got 5. So 2...
And how much does the clave do?
2.
2. Okay.
So... 4 aggravated damage to him.
Yeah, that he can't heal.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, as you run him through and push him back into the SUV, I would say it goes through his shoulder, and you are able to... You feel that the other end of it sticks into the door, and it's almost like you've pinned him to the SUV.
That'll make eating him much easier.
That's fucking metal.
That's fucking metal.
You're not wrong.
Shish kebabbed him.
Yeah, I forgot.
If only we had remembered that clave in the beginning.
If we had,
Yeah,
I think Riffraff would have been fucked.
That's true.
What fucking killed me?
Oops.
Welcome to the World of Darkness.
Yeah. Riffraff, what are you doing here?
Healing, if I can. Oh,
Yeah.
fuck. I have 1 fucking willpower left before I'm absolutely boned. Actually, this is my last willpower. I'm doing great.
Just both frenzied.
On the plus side, all my wounds have healed.
And then I have to make a rage check to heal.
Yep.
I
And if
failed.
successful, it's... Okay, never mind.
I failed. Okay, is the one guy still in humid form?
Yeah, both of them are.
I'm gonna slap the shit out of the guy who isn't pinned to an SUV. I'm gonna slap the shit out of him.
Slap or are you biting?
I'm gonna claw him. Just as hard as I can.
Yeah. He had 2 successes.
Okay. I got 5 successes.
Nice. So 6. Yeah. Perfect. He's pretty severely injured at this point, being in human form. But still barely standing.
And then so you know how there's a door to the warehouse?
Mm-hmm. That everyone just ran out.
Can I slam it just in their faces, or are they already out?
They've already come out. Yeah.
They start coming out and just
It's you can tell it's about to become a Fight Club circle.
Oh no. Can I move to be Can I jump on the SUV and on top of it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. I'll just jump onto the top of the SUV.
Okay.
Yeah, I can't wait to frenzy next turn. All my willpower is gone.
Well, so there is an option here that I think both of you could potentially do. I just need to... I don't remember the exact wording, but the Puglosk and Harano have rules for being able to regenerate willpower. But I believe you just have to fill one of the boxes. So let me pull it up real quick. $50 million. Let's see. Okay, if you voluntarily fill one of your Hogloss boxes, you can restore all willpower damage.
Okay, and what is the hug loss again?
That is the state where you have lost all compassion and mercy, which
Oh,
is
good.
what. But I mean, you're only filling one box.
Okay.
It's when you've filled all of them that you would be kind of in the same boat that the cult is.
Okay. Okay.
So you would be pushing yourself in that direction, but you would be pretty far from just losing control entirely.
Could I do that now, or would I have to do that next session? Or not next session, next turn?
I would say you could do it now, but you couldn't spend the willpower right now.
Okay. So would I would use that, and then my willpower would regenerate?
Fill back up. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
And John, I would let you do the same thing. I mean,
yeah. Riffraff is just gonna like let out like a roar, I guess, and then I'll fill one of those and get willpower back.
yeah, because the heading for that is merciless willpower, and it talks about being filled with rage so much that you're able to restore your willpower. So I would allow both of you to do that if that's something you would be wanting to do.
Yeah, and then after that I'll end my turn.
Okay. So as they are surrounding you, obviously the one who is pinned is not in a great state to make any demands, but they don't seem to be backing down any. Their leaders aren't attacking you, but the one that you just attacked just says, "We still have you outnumbered. It doesn't matter if you kill us. There are more of us than you."
You're talking to the equivalent of a very rabid dog right now. I don't know how to help you, man.
Rabbit stinky boy.
Yeah,
Man.
I'm in full frenzy. Like, I don't even think I acknowledged that.
Sure.
I am more than willing. I fully understand this probably means John's going to die here. I get that. I get that. Yeah. If it's my turn, I really wish Riffraff hadn't jumped on the SUV, because I kind of thought about this. I'm just picking up the SUV with the Guru pinned with my clave
Knock
on
me
it.
off.
And I'm just going to sort of whirlwind attack with it. I'm just going to swing it like as if it was... I want to just see if I could like pick it up and sort of overturn it and throw it across the other Guru.
You know, because you are in frenzy and in Krynos form, I would still let you try to do that. And
I think I'm pretty strong.
well, and Riffraff didn't really do much movement on his turn, so I would say that, you know, seeing John start to pick up this SUV, you probably would figure out pretty quickly
Yeah.
you need to move.
Yeah, I mean, I have like 9 dice for dexterity, so I just leap off.
Yeah, exactly. Just tuck and roll.
Yeah.
So can I roll a strength athletics pool to throw this SUV?
Absolutely. Are you
With-
throwing it, or are you gonna just like swing it around and try to hit everyone you can?
No, I think I'm just going to like swing it around, but like, and then let it go, so it just like battering rams. And I leave the guy. I don't care about my clave.
Oh,
because I'm
absolutely.
frenzied at this point. I just leave the guy impaled on the side of the truck as I
Something
do
in the
that.
space.
Yeah, you could get it later.
I'm really hoping it turns into like a a Michael Bay movie, and the thing just explodes. This is what I'm hoping. This is what I'm hoping for. It goes full Michael Bay, and it just explodes.
Get like that. What is that? Critical failure or whatever, and go full
Mhm.
Michael Bay.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
Literally go out in a blaze of glory as it kills them and you.
Exactly. Okay, so the dice have been sort of kind to me. So I rolled a crit. That's
Okay.
That's 4 successes. I don't have any other successes, but on my rage dice I have double ones again.
Oh no! Let's go!
All right, yeah. So the brutal and the critical success,
That's
you are
eight
able.
successes.
Yeah, you are able to grab this. Riffraff jumps off and tucks and rolls for cover. the Guru start to panic and scatter. As you toss this, it hits the side of the warehouse, and maybe it's something in the material, but it sparks and explodes.
Yes. We need a Michael Bay explosion here.
Yeah. Instantly killing the pinned Guru, because fire is very, very bad. It also takes John down with it, though.
I'm okay with that.
Holy shit.
Get caught up in just kind of the edge of this fireball. Riffraff, you now have your opportunity to run. You're headed back to the Sept?
Yes, he is going fast. He's running.
Yeah. And technically they could follow you across the moon bridge, but you know that they're not likely to be stupid enough with, 10 people?
Mm-hmm.
Well, no. 9, because 2 of them are dead. Some of them are injured. And you guys are down 1 Guru, but there are a lot more at the Sept. It's pretty well defended. So, you don't feel like you're in any danger from them crossing the bridge right now. That's a problem for down the road.
Hey.
So, at this point, they are no longer in the council meeting. And Silverteeth is just like, where's John? Riffraff, where's John?
When I come back, I'm probably in Lupus form. And like he's fucked up. Like he's so messed up. He's so injured, limping, scratched up, and his like ears are like pinned back, and he just like lets out a really long whimper.
And he just gets a distant look and doesn't say anything. Amira?
I'm sorry, I'm attempting to cover this cat's butthole. She showed it right on camera. Amira obviously had gotten there before Riffraff because she followed the instruction to run.
Right.
And she is not in a good mental place right now because she is out of willpower and she hasn't like gone ever so slightly merciless. Unlike our fabulous leader. So she is very kind of winded, muted because she's just out of mental strength.
Right.
And even though she's kind of just out of it, she looks at Riffraff and it's like, how? Tell me how.
He kind of like whimpers a little bit, but then like he'll like turn back to humid, and like he's like clearly like trying to hold back tears, and he goes, he just wouldn't come out of frenzy. Then there was an explosion.
The casual explosion he had nothing to do with.
Yeah.
How
It's
did
just exploding.
She's trying to think how to be sympathetic, but also, especially because it's a packmate, but also because she's also trying to be a Galliard. And like, tell me, don't leave out any details, because I need if he's passed, then it falls to me to tell John's story, to tell his tale.
Okay. The leaders of that pack at least said that if we just gave up and joined them, then they would let us live. But John he was in his frenzy, wouldn't stop. I tried. I failed. And then he pinned one of them to the SUV with its clave. And then he picked it up and threw it. and it exploded, and then it killed the cult member, but it also killed John.
Did it take out any of the underlings?
No.
Or at least not that
Well,
you saw.
not that I was able to see, but a lot of them were injured.
Amira kind of closes her eyes and then looks over to Silver Teeth. Do you want me to start crafting John's tail and tell the Sept?
I think we have other priorities right now. I don't think that it will be long before they'll return, and in much greater numbers.
Froth looks very guilty. He's like, he kind of just has his head hung in shame.
I think seeing that, Bambi would come over and just say to you, it's not your fault. He knew what he was doing.
Of course it was my fault. We went there together. I was supposed to help protect him.
But
John was in a room. He was doing his job.
But I can't do mine?
you did do yours. I'm here.
You protected Amira,
gave
and you
me the-
protected all of us. You protected all of us by getting the warning out.
But now they're going to come here. If I had just told John, no, let's just leave this alone.
They probably would have killed all of you then. And then none of us would know.
Riffraff is still kind of shuffling his feet. Doesn't look fully confident.
Bambi just like punches you really hard in the arms, like, stop it.
Why did you do that?
Because you need to get out of your head. You did the right thing.
No, I didn't.
She's gonna punch you in the exact same spot again.
Oh, that stop it. That hurts bad.
Okay. Good. It should hurt.
I'll hit you back.
Do it.
He will. He's gonna hit her.
Yeah, go for it.
Like,
Roll
I guess-
your strength plus brawl.
Sure. Oh, I'm not so hot now that I don't have that +4
Ah,
strength. That was like the defining factor. Oh, I got 2 successes.
Okay. You know, you punch back. Where do you hit her?
Probably like in the shoulder as well.
Sure. It's like, you know, like, could be worse. Could be better.
Story of my life.
Proud of you, though. I know you don't feel like you did the right thing right now, but you did. You served Gaia by helping to take out these cult members. You served the Sept by making sure that we knew what was coming. And you served your pack. Yes, we lost John. But he went out fighting to protect Gaia. To do what we were all born to do. He died a warrior's death, and that's what he would have wanted.
I just don't want people to keep dying because of me.
He died because of the cult, not because of you.
I appreciate that.
So what do we do now?
Well, we certainly caused a stir and showed them that we're not going to let them run as they want anymore. So, like Silverteeth said, that they're probably going to retaliate. They unfortunately, John and I did discover before the confrontation that they had killed 3 slices of truth.
I think we were all afraid of that.
It seemed like they had kidnapped them and then killed them, even before that they had come to the Sept to try to recruit people.
Yeah, and who puts shit on the walls like that? It's just weird. Who does that?
I don't know. I didn't ask. It's,
That should have been your first question, really.
It seems like they are planning anyways to attack, even if John and I hadn't gone there.
Well, and you know from the moot that they had said that they would be back, that they would give you all time to think and to do what they considered the right thing to join them. And you also know that they're planning an attack on the striking people at the King Brewery.
Mm-hmm. They also seem to be planning an attack on the humans striking at the King Brewery.
Does seem odd.
Yeah. I suppose just attacking the weakest people that they can get to connected to Penta.
But at that point, aren't they really kind of serving Pentex's aims by getting rid of striking workers? Like, I can't imagine Pentex would take that line down. They'd get rid of them other ways as well.
Maybe they aren't aware of who they're actually working for.
Oh yeah, absolutely. But I'm just talking on well, I mean, you mean the get, you mean the not the strikers.
Yeah, the strikers definitely don't know.
Yeah, but they're being manipulated. Maybe.
It could also just be directing violence towards whoever they can. Whoever is easier to get to.
Also,
Yeah, I mean,
also possible.
I think Silverteeth would bring up the fact that sometimes the Cult of Fenris is known to just hurt humans because sure the Weaver isn't as directly an enemy as the Worm, but it's still not what they think is the right one to serve. It's not necessarily in the best interests of Gaia.
So, how do we want to prepare?
Well, they're coming back here one way or another, either to tell people to join them again, or at this point, probably once they've figured out who's going to temporarily lead them, they'll come with a vengeance because we killed their leader, or at least that part of the cult. So maybe their pack leader. I'm not sure. By the sounds of it, so they are gonna want blood. We're gonna have to, one way or another, we're gonna have to defend ourselves.
I think Riffraff kind of looks towards Silverteeth to see what she has to say.
I think probably the best thing right now would be to defend the Sept. To make sure that our people stay safe.
I agree.
Amira?
Yeah, I agree with that.
I think at this point, Bambi being in a rune would make the argument that we should take the fight to them.
We don't really know where they are, though. other than the warehouse that we had fought them in just recently. I don't know if that is all of them. I don't know if that is just a part of them. I don't know where else they could be.
Yeah, and while Silverteeth seems to be kind of processing and thinking about things, Bambi's like, then let's go now. I'm ready.
Riffraff kind of pauses a little bit and goes, well, we could strike when they are weak.
When are they weaker than right now? When you've just killed some of their members and clearly shown them what we bring to the table.
Well, I'm injured and Amira needs time. I'm not going to stop you, but I think that it could just not be as beneficial to just charge them when they're waiting for another attack.
They're not waiting for another attack. They're licking their wounds, and they're expecting us to do the same.
I think
Go on.
I was gonna say Riffraff is kind of trying to assess how Amir is feeling.
I can keep going. I'm a little banged up, and my head. I can deal with that. I can deal with how my head is another time. But right now, they killed a pack mate. Technically, technically they didn't kill him, however he died fighting them, and that's the next best thing. So that demands a response, and yeah, there are ways of dealing with them. We can strike at them and finish this.
Well, alright, if you're okay, we can certainly strike at them when they think that we're not going to.
It's a shame. If we can get the clave back, that will help us in more ways than one.
It kinda exploded, but we can see if it survived.
Yeah, I think you might not know, but Silverteeth, being a Theurge, would probably step in here and say they're a lot stronger than you might think.
Okay. Well, then we just have to find it. I mean, the explosion could have sent it flying, but we can certainly go looking for it after everything is said and done.
Well, and also Riffraff's pretty sneaky, so he might be able to do some scouting.
Yeah. Where's the mental damage roll? Riffraff's like so upset right now.
Speaking of, because of how Amira's acting, Rick, can she take a point of Halglosk to recharge her willpower?
Absolutely.
She's up for pressing the attack, so
yeah,
that's definitely not compassion.
Yeah, you're getting some of that rage building in you. And it's pretty hard to have compassion for people like the Cult of Fenris and their tactics.
I think Riffraff is gonna look at Bambi and basically, and also Silverteeth basically be like, well, we should get together a group there was at least 9 of them left by the time that John was done with them, and many of them were already injured.
Riffraff, I would have you roll your charisma and persuasion. And Amira, if you have anything you want to add or say.
I got 2 successes.
Okay.
I think she would definitely try to play on the themes of, hey, we got to do this for our Sept because we've lost one of our own because of their bullshit. So, yeah, she's trying to help convince by plucking on that heartstring, essentially.
Sure.
What would you like me to roll for that charisma and something?
I'll have you do persuasion. Because you're not lying, you're telling the truth.
Of course, having the social one take care of that. That's a critical. All the successes were 10s as well, for that matter. So that's 4 plus the additional 10 is a 5. So that's 5 successes.
Fantastic. Yeah. Between the two of you and your impassioned arguments, on behalf of John Stalks the Worm Holt, you are able to sway a fair number. Not everyone. Silverteeth still wants to stay out of it and not go on the offensive. Wants to kind of shore up the defenses here. But Swift and Bambi are definitely all over it. And you guys are able to gather out a fairly good-sized group. Are you going right away? Or are you waiting for any specific time? Like, what's your plan here?
Is there any way for Riffraff to heal?
I mean, you have enough time. Like, you could shift into one of your supernatural forms and heal a little bit faster.
Okay. How would that work? Could I shift into any of them?
Yeah, I mean, realistically, the fastest healing is the Krynos, but
I don't want to go sickle mode.
well, that's only if you ran out of your willpower, but you were able to regenerate that, so you're still good.
I think I'll just I'll go Lupus, and while everyone is
Lupus would not be considered a supernatural form.
Damn it.
For you, that's your natural form.
Dog.
I'm gonna I pass my rage check to go into his Glabro? Yeah. Into Glabro. I'm gonna start regenerating slowly.
Yeah, so I mean, you could do the same. You could go into Glabro, or you could go into Hispo, the dire wolf form.
Mm-hmm. Do Hispo.
Yeah. A little bit closer to the natural.
Mm-hmm. I passed my rage check.
Okay. And I'm not going to make you guys roll because, I mean, it's just 1 for both of those forms each time. So I would say with enough time, it doesn't take very long. You're able to heal back up. So yeah, what's the plan here as far as when you want to attack and how you want to attack?
I think when Riffraff is healed up more and he's back to humid form, he's gonna say, some of the people there did have guns, though I don't think that they are opposed to shifting either to attack. There were a few of them that were injured. One of them I know John killed, and then another one, he had killed one of their leaders. One of the other leaders was still alive, but very badly injured. As for the remaining 7 or 8 or so, they were uninjured, but might have gotten caught in some of the blast that could have injured them. As far as I know, they are inside of like this big warehouse that it has traps on the doors, but I don't know how many are still there after the explosion.
Well, you know that it only had the alarm that you
Mhm.
disabled.
Yeah, that's true.
There's
We
nothing saying
did-
that they couldn't have fixed that, since then,
Yeah.
but the rest of them were boarded, or not boarded, but like they were blockaded with junk.
When it came down to it, they did seem very wanting for people to join, though I don't know if that is still an option they'll try to use to manipulate. And it seemed like many of them are willing to just fight to the death. I think in terms of how we can approach it, we can either just go in and tell them to fight. We could try to be subtle about it, but I think that in the end it will just end up being a big fight.
And I think Bambi would, at this point, just say there's no reason for us to fight them. I think the only option here is to kill them outright. We don't need to give them the opportunity to take out any more of our people. I say we burn them out. Light the whole thing up and make sure that they can't come out.
Riff doesn't know how he feels about that.
Refresh a good little bean.
Yeah. He did lose a little bit of compassion, though, and he is kind of mad.
A little bit, but not enough to necessarily just be like, hey, let's murder everyone.
I think that blood needs to be answered with blood, but I don't think that everyone needs to die. At the very least, the remaining leader has to die. But for the others, I think that we could still try to give them a chance to come back to Gaia.
I'll have you roll me another charisma persuasion here.
Let me tell you, every time I'm rolling charisma persuasion, you know how many dice I'm rolling?
Not very many.
Boom. Boom.
And they're both
My
rage
2
dice.
rage dice. My 2 rage dice.
Oh man.
And yet,
I got 1 success.
Okay. So I think that you can see that Silverteeth is not fully on board yet, but seems to be at least coming around a little bit to trying to maybe persuade some of them to leave the cult and to come back to reason.
Listen, there was something that someone had told me that I never, took deeply to heart for a very long time, but maybe to some extent I'm starting to understand. He said along the lines that revenge, where does it end? We can kill and continue doing it, but it's just going to end up being a cycle. And certainly we can kill all of them and be done with it, but I think that with how long and treacherous a road that revenge is, it will just end up coming back to us one way or another. If we're unable to show compassion to people, even when we feel wronged by them to some extent, then it will just come back in the same way to us.
Such a good little Catholic boy right now. Yeah, I think that if you are able to kind of persuade enough of the Sept to not just wipe out these people, to give them a chance, and you have pretty overwhelming numbers. So how would you like to go about your attack?
Unless Amira has objections, I honestly think that we could just pull up and be like, hey, y'all, we're here to talk.
Okay. Are you doing any scouting beforehand, or are you just walking right up there? You know, being a ragabashed and...
I could certainly scout.
Okay. Let me see. I would say it's probably going to be maybe wits and... How's your streetwise?
Doo-doo ass.
Okay. You know, wits awareness works still.
Okay,
Say,
thank you.
If Briff's streetwise was good, he wouldn't have gotten lost on public transport.
Yeah.
Definitely only the one time, also.
Oi, 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 oi. I got no successes.
Oh no.
Well, shit.
Okay. So, even though you don't immediately find the clave, you find enough. You know, there's a lot of debris and things. With your Sept members and the remaining pack that you have, around, you know that you're fairly safe. You know, you're not going to get jumped. And so it takes a lot longer than it might have otherwise. You do eventually find the clave, though, and it appears to be fairly undamaged.
I'm gonna grip that shit in my hand really hard, angrily. I'm gonna hold that shit out as I go talk to these guys.
Okay. Are you just going and knocking on the door again?
No. He's gonna be standing with his posse, you know? And he's just gonna kind of yell and be like, there's still a chance to talk. That is the choice that we're going to give you. To let this end in no more bloodshed, and instead let it end in a way where perhaps no one else has to die. Please
Okay.
and thank you.
And it way to end strong there. It takes a few minutes before you hear anything, but while you're waiting for a response, the door swings open as if kicked open, and you see the people you had fought previously all marching out in full Krynos form. The one that you would recognize, you know, somewhat injured, as the other leader, comes up to you and says, "Fight." And just points to you, points to himself.
I'm gonna get fucking wrecked.
Got the clave
You-
though.
Mhm.
Yeah, I do. You know what? Fuck it. Riff Raff is gonna fucking shift to Krynos with the glaive.
You gotta make John proud. He told
Gotta
you
make
next
John
time that
proud.
they challenge you, punch him in the
I gotta
face.
punch him in the face.
Punch him in the face with your clave. Or John's clave, it's yours now.
On the rage dice, is a failure a 1, or is it a 1 and a 2?
A 1 or a 2.
Okay, so I did a rage check. I failed 1 of the rage dice.
Okay. So you do lose a point of rage.
Sad face. Yeah, I'll Krynos myself up with the glaive.
Absolutely. So we're going to do this in one roll. This will decide this combat. So it is just an opposed roll. So roll your strength brawl.
Okay. Strength. Can I get like the spirit of John?
You know what? I will, because you had some inspiration last session from John, encouraging you, I will give you an extra dice.
Hell yeah, thank you. The spirit of John, like the Holy Spirit.
Yeah, because it's still nighttime. As you are kind of lining up with this other guru, as your Sept and their cult members form this circle around the two of you, the moon shines above you.
Oh fuck.
Seemingly inspiring you. You can feel John looking down.
My dice went flying. I got 2 successes, but could I spend willpower to reroll?
You can, and you should, because they got 4.
Okay. How many willpower do I have to spend?
1, and you get to reroll 3 dice as long as they're not rage dice.
Okay. Get my ass whooped. Okay. 1, 2. Oh, that's my rage dice. 1, 2, 3. Whew. Okay. It brought it to 5.
Hell yeah.
All right, Riffraff. The two of you go back and forth, seemingly pretty closely matched, despite the fact that you have this silvered clave. Mm-hmm. Obviously, you're doing more damage because he's not able to heal that that damage that you're doing. Mm-hmm. But how do you finish him off? You know that he's not going to surrender and change his mind. Mm-hmm. You know that John probably would have told you, especially when a clave is involved, it is usually going to be a fight to the death in a situation like this.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna punch him in the face as hard as I can, and then I'm just gonna stab the clave into his heart.
Fantastic. And so as he shifts back into human form with this silver dagger piercing his heart, the other cult members shift back as well and appear to surrender.
Riffraff will go back to human form and just pull the glaive out of the guy's chest and let him fall. Actually, you know what? I'm not gonna choose. I'm gonna stay Krynos. I'm gonna pull the glaive out and I'm gonna howl. I'm gonna howl.
John is very proud. You can feel it.
Yeah.
Fantastic. So, I imagine that you all would probably essentially take them as prisoners / hopefully people willing to come back to their senses, take them back to the Sept and probably keep them under surveillance. I don't think that they would be free to go by any means. I'm pretty sure that would be a little bit more of a risk than anyone is willing. Even Riffraff, I don't think, would be wholly opposed to that.
No.
So, having defeated what you believe to be all of the cult members in the area, how do we want to end the session?
I think Riffraff wants to find Amira.
She would be alone somewhere in the Sept. Like last time she was on her laptop and stuff, she was with some of the other quote-unquote Weaver geeks. But this time she's alone. Because she's working on John's obituary and basically writing a public version because, police officer retired who fell in the line of duty, so on and so forth.
Well, not even retired. He was on medical leave.
Well, yeah. But, he was on medical leave and...
but somehow died in an explosion.
Yeah.
Like maybe he was investigating something.
He was investigating a
and
drunk driving accident. And
incident.
The car was
Ooh.
unstable.
Okay. Hear me out. Drunk driving. You know that King is an alcohol distributor who encourages alcoholism.
Yep.
And that's a pretty good angle here.
Exactly. Yep.
So maybe framing it in a sense of they found some of their brand in the vehicle, or
Oh yes.
they had come from like a maybe King had put on some kind of big like expo or something.
Yeah, I'm gonna say that they had some samples and some paraphernalia that could be traced back to King breweries.
Absolutely.
And yeah. And point out some of King's policies just for added effect. Given, investigative journalists and all that. And that is the sort of the public facing side of it. Yeah, on the more private side of it, she is crafting like John's tale. And riffraffs to a point as well of the challenge, the duel.
Yeah.
To tell the Sept.
It's not often that you see a Ragabash win, a one-on-one duel like that.
Yep. And basically would as her role as a Galliard, she would tell both of their tales before the Sept at the next moot or what have you, so that John's memory lives on and people know not to necessarily fuck with her pack leader.
Yeah.
Otherwise,
Well, and John, you had some surviving family. What do you think they would have done here? Like, how would they respond to this?
Would they have even found out about the death?
I feel like someone.
Like, would
Whether
it get
it's
covered
something,
up by
sure.
the Sept and stuff?
Yeah, I feel like maybe someone either from the police department or probably Amira, not Riffraff. I don't think would make that call. Although Riffraff might feel responsible enough to want to make that call, even if it's not easy.
Mhm.
Yeah, he has a younger sister that's in sort of college. So
Yeah.
Like
So,
call, let them know that they've passed.
Yeah.
I think Riffraff would try. Yeah.
I mean, it not gonna make you roll for it, but it doesn't go great. But it
Yeah,
never
he
really goes
basically-
great when you're telling someone that
Yeah.
their family member
Yeah.
has passed.
He basically like just goes off the story Amir created, and basically was like, I was a friend of John's, and then, gives his condolences.
Yeah. Would John have, I assume, maybe like some kind of burial plan or something? Or do you think he would be
I don't
like
know.
they would take his remains to the Sept?
I don't know that he'd have any sort of plan in place. Maybe I don't know enough about police officers to say whether that's something they go like,
Right.
this is inevitable. I need to do this.
I feel like you almost would have something because there's always that risk, knowing that it could happen at any time. But I think John's also, fairly young.
Yeah, I'm not sure there would be anything in place at this time. He's been working through a lot of shit since his finding out what he is. So
Was.
Yeah, was. So yeah, I don't think yeah.
Yeah. So what would our packmates do here?
I think like when like everything's said and done, like Riffraff will find Amira and just kind of, he's gonna rummage around the pocket of his jacket and take out this like crunched up cigarette and offer it to her.
The one that the squirrel spirit didn't take.
She takes it and looks at it. It's like, next time, just ask.
I just, I thought maybe I would need it eventually.
Yeah, but also don't smoke these. It's not a good habit, and I can't kick it all that easily. And she sparks up. She sparks up this crooked cigarette.
I tried once when I was young and I threw up.
Yeah.
Like day 2 of being human.
Day 2 being human, he's like, what's this?
All right. So yeah, I think that the Sept would obviously have their own services and have some kind of memorial for the fallen Guru, and would add John's name to it. And some very, very nice words were said by the religious leaders of the Sept, and I think that's a good place for us to end. So thank you all. Thank you for letting me kill you, Jeremy / you sacrifice yourself.
Enjoyed it
In the most
immensely.
badass way.
All right. Well, we definitely will with at least some of our players, and maybe some new faces next time. Thank you all for watching. Thank you all for playing, and we will be back at some point.